You kind of have to be extreme to do the extreme eating. I kind of wanted to see if I could kind of break into the scene as a female doing this. There's people that are like, so what's your real job? And it's like, well, this is my real job. My name is Katina D. Jarnett, or known as Katina Eats Kilos online, and I am a professional eater. I got started back in 2019 after doing a bodybuilding show. So while I was dieting, I was actually watching videos trying to manage my hunger or be fulfilled by watching other people eat. And eventually, after the show ended, I just kept thinking to myself, I think I could do what these people online are doing, eating large amounts of food throughout the day or even in one sitting. And so after my bodybuilding show, I went out, grabbed a little tiny camcorder and did my first food challenge. Found it really easy, wanted dessert afterwards, and just continued to record and film more and more difficult food challenges over time. And I got really lucky and it became my job. When I first started, I was doing 5-pound salads and then doing a liter of diet soda on top of that, just to really expand the stomach, which was a pretty good method to get started. I've done a lot of crazy ones. And so in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, there's a 5-foot-long po' boy sandwich challenge. And this one was loaded with fried seafood. There's a gator tail, all sorts of stuff. And 5 feet is basically 2 inches shorter than myself. And it was so much food. I went into that challenge thinking there's no way I'm going to win this. I ended up getting the win with, I think, 2 or 3 seconds to spare. The longest was a team challenge that Randy and I did in Alaska. Actually, it was one of our first challenges together. We'd only known each other for 3 or 4 days. And we did this massive seafood challenge that was everything you could think of. We had seafood pizzas, lobster chowders. We had actual crab, lobster, shellfish, real fish. It might have even been some pastas. It was just this crazy spread. It was probably around 7 kilos plus of food. And we'd already been doing challenges back to back leading up to that day. It took us about 90 minutes to finish it all. I think I unbuttoned my jeans at one point. It was so much food. And the shortest food challenge I've done was actually probably one here locally. I think it had might be a 5-minute time limit. So I was able to get through 3/4 of a kilo burger and some cheesy tots. So that one was a really tough one, but that one was a little bit icky too, because you kind of have to be gross to eat that quickly. There is a very common misconception that what I do is competitive eating. So I always love to point out that there is a difference between competitive eating and professional eating. I have only done 3 eating competition where you're being gross for 10 minutes, going all out against all these other people trying to eat the most. Whereas I do, you're more promoting the restaurant. It's you versus the food, really. There wasn't a whole lot of girls on the scene doing food challenges when I was kind of watching it during diet and prepping for my bodybuilding show. There were maybe 2 or 3 that I could find across the internet in general. And so after I continued to record the videos, the professional eating community is rather small, and even competitive eating community. So I had a lot of support from other content creators. We actually don't really spend money. That's kind of the cool part, at least on the challenges themselves. When you win, you would get the meal for free. You'd get some sort of maybe merchandise and a spot on the wall of fame. That's kind of the golden trifecta of food challenges. So the only money comes from the out-of-pocket traveling expenses, which is all part of a business expense for us. It's been a decent wage. We will say that. It's more than people would generally expect. If you add up all of the hours that we work in a week, you're looking at 40 to 60 hours a week. You have those rare negative people that speak of gluttony and how wasteful it is of food, and that you're going to kill yourself. When people talk about food waste, it's just so opposite from that, because we do eat all of the food. Nothing is wasted. It's always kind of a funny argument to make when you look around other restaurants and people have leftovers and don't bother taking a doggy bag. I would argue we're the least wasteful people. It's absolutely a blessing when people come up and say hello while we're traveling. It's super humbling. If you do plan on starting any sort of social media, try and stay true to yourself, keep unique content, be consistent with your posting, and keep your chin up. You'll get there eventually.